Hi, and welcome to our NeuroPilates YouTube channel. My name's Heba, and I'm going to be taking you through this class today. In NeuroPilates, we theme each class towards a different part of the brain, and today's class is themed towards the frontal lobe, which is this part of the brain that's responsible for so many different things, including our executive function, decision-making, concentration, focus, personality, mood, short-term memory lives here as well. So what you can expect to do in this class is I'm going to challenge your short-term memory by giving you little sequences to try and memorize within the Pilates flow. I'm also going to challenge your rhythm and tempo, which comes from this part of the brain, by giving you different tempo challenges in exercises that you've already tried before many times in Pilates. We're also going to be adding cognitive load to some of the exercises, where we'll do a plain set first, and then the next set I'll be adding sort of a color or a number, and you've got to coordinate that number or color with the movement. So let's go ahead and get started. You should feel super energized by the end of this class. So you probably noticed in most NeuroPilates classes, we start with a vision exercise. And that's because eye exercises activate many different parts of the brain and activate the neurons in a big way. So the exercise we're going to do now is saccadic eye movements, which comes from your frontal lobe. The initiation of the movement comes from your frontal eye fields that live in your frontal lobe, which is today's theme. So let's go ahead and start by going right with our eyes, then switch left, right, left. And you could just pick two targets that you're actually looking at, or take your thumbs out to the sides and track and look at right, then left, right, left. Notice if you're moving your head, and make sure you're not to, that you're not doing that. Make sure to not to, I mean. Also, notice if your mouth is moving and your jaw, and try not to. And just notice how fast you're able to go without involving the muscles of the face or the head. Now go verticals, up and down, up, down, up, down, up. You can go slower or faster than me. And then diagonals. If you're a field athlete or an athlete like a football player, for example, or any reactive sports, usually they tend to have very fast saccadic eye movements. Then go to the other side, other diagonal, and just notice if one diagonal is particularly sluggish compared to the other. All right, so let's go ahead and do this with tempo, okay? Because they were combining both frontal lobe tasks together. So I'm going to say, actually forget about the hands now. I'm going to say right, left. You've got to move with my rhythm no matter what. If I go fast, you go fast. If I go slow, you go slow. Ready? So we go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's go up and down, up, 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 down. Let's go left, up, right, down, 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 left, up, right. We're going to reverse it. Right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down. Faster. Right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down. So some of you would have felt like I was actually quite slow. Some of you would have felt a struggle to keep up that pace, in which case, please do this for homework. Think every time you sit on the toilet or every time you finish brushing your teeth, something you do habitually, just do a little bit of saccadic movement until you start to feel you're able to use these muscles in a faster, more efficient way. Remember, this isn't an eye exercise for vision's sake. It's for what this is doing to the parts of the brain that control your personality. If you have anxiety, depression, anything like that, it comes from this part of the brain. So it's a really useful exercise to do. Let's get started with the actual movements now. So what I'd like you to do is lift your arms and lift your chest to the ceiling and take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, round your back and come down. And inhale, take the arms up. Make yourself really big here. And then exhale, we come all the way down. Synchronize the breath with the movement. We breathe in, try to touch the ceiling, and breathe out, we come down. Again, inhale, proud chest as you look up. and then exhale, we go around. Let's do 2 more of these. Feel the space around you as you do the movements. One more time. Lovely. Now we're going to inhale, lift the arms, and as we exhale, we're going to swing the arms back and then come up back to this position. In that swing, I want you to let go of any tension that you have. Really just throw your arms back, swing them up high, and do a little bounce at the bottom with a little round back. And up. Exhale, down and up. Throw yourself forward to stimulate also the fluids in your inner ear. Your vestibular system will enjoy this. And we go 2 more. And last time. And relax. And I'd like you to try and remember the order of things that we're doing, because you're going to be challenged at the end of this to put this together in a little flow. All right? You're going to challenge your short-term memory. Lift the right arm up. Oh, I'm so used to mirroring. I'm lifting my left arm. Lift the left arm up and side bend. Those of you instructors watching this, you know this mistake. And then come down. And then lift the right arm up and side bend over. And then we come down. Let's combine this with a little flexion. So we go to the right with our left arm over. Then bend the knees round through the middle. Take the right arm as you go to the left, side bend, and return. Let's go to the left again. Reach. Round back here. Left arm reaches over to the right side and return. Again, reach, exhale, inhale. This is mobilizing your spine and giving you some nice breath and spine movement synchronization. Let's do 1 more on each side. And then the last one this direction. And relax. Let's take it into some, so just a quick reminder. First we did the proud chest down, then we did the swings, and then we did the side bend flow into the flexion, and then the next move after that is squats. So I'd like you to think of sitting on a chair behind you, reach your arms by your ears like you're doing in yoga here, and then exhale, push the floor underneath you to come all the way back up again. So we inhale, we sit on the chair behind us, coming into this position where our arms are parallel to our shins and our trunk is parallel to our shins, and then feel like you're pushing the floor down as you come up to standing. And when you're ready, you can go deeper if you like. So if you are able to go all the way down, I mean, this is my limit, I can't go any lower, but you probably, if you have better ankle mobility, might be able to sit right to the bottom. Go as low as you feel like today, as low as your energy allows. Let's do 3 more. And go to a point where it does feel a little challenging to come back up again. So it's not too comfortable. And last time. And relax. So let's go from the beginning. Now, when we go from the beginning, we're only doing 2 reps of each thing. So inhale, proud chest. Exhale, round back and down. Inhale, proud chest. Exhale. Think about what comes next before I say it. So inhale, up. Exhale, swing. Inhale, up. Exhale, swing. Think about what's next now before I say it. And we go to the side bend and down to the other side. Return, and then the other way. What comes next? The squats. Perfect. We go squat and up. So you see we're just creating a little dance together. And then we're going to do the last part of our warm-up dance by lifting the right leg. Push down into your left before you lift your right leg. Don't just pick up your right leg. Push down first. Feel connected to the left side. Then lift the right leg. Then take that right leg in front of you and then bend it, reach it back, bending the stance leg a little, and feel that 2-way reach we talk about so much in Pilates, squaring your hips down. Then we're going to go to the diagonal. See if you can balance as you reach to that diagonal line, bring your feet together, side bend to the right, come all the way down and hold it in the middle, and slowly roll up. 1 vertebra at a time, ready to go on the other side. Left leg comes up. Push down to the right first. Reach the leg forward. Bend the leg. Reach the left leg back as you bend your right leg a little bit. And again, reach the arms forward and the leg back. Then go to that diagonal line. See if you can make all this flow. Bring the feet together. Side bend to the left. Come down to the middle. And roll up to finish. All right. I'm just going to go through the motions now in silence. And I hope that you're turned away from the screen. If you need to look at the screen, look at it. But see if you can put it all together by yourself. And the way our frontal lobe works is we try and move faster. So try not to speed it up try not to speed up the movement as you're trying to remember what's next. Ready? Let's go. It's only 2 reps of each thing, by the way. As you're moving, make sure you're keeping the quality of your movements precise and you're not rushing. Okay, I'm done. I'm not sure about you, but if you finished quite a bit before me, probably there was a little bit of rushing. So let's get started with the actual workout now. So now we're going to transition onto the mat. And if you'd like to move to the end of your mats, and then I'd like you to just do a spinal roll down, rolling down 1 vertebra at a time like you normally do, and then lift your heels as you come into a deep squat if your knees allow. And let's see if we can smoothly and gracefully land or sit on the mat without using our hands. That's the challenge. And then slowly scoot back and lay down on your mat, ready for your mat work. So let's start with a few pelvic tilts synchronized with conscious breathing. As you inhale, rock your pelvis away from you as if you've got a cup of tea. You're going to try spill it there. And then as you exhale, spill the tea over your tummy. So you're tilting your pelvis towards you. So you're going back and forth in this position. Inhaling to arch the back, creating a lot of space. Exhale to imprint your lower back into the mat. Inhale to arch and exhale. But notice that make the pelvis the driver of this movement rather than the ribs kind of flushing down, right? So let the pelvis just rock back and forth. And notice the relationship your pelvis has to your head and neck, how they move automatically as well. And then just keep your pelvis set in a neutral spine. Grab the back of your head and scoot back a little bit without moving your pelvis to create some length through your torso. And now as you breathe out, allow the exhale to start first and then curl up with the head and shoulders while keeping a space underneath your chin so you're not squashing. You're not squashing the tomato under your chin if you had one there. And then inhale, we lengthen back down. So allow your head to feel so heavy in your hands as you curl up. And feel like when you're curling up as a result of the exhalation rather than in an active way. So let the exhale initiate the movement and then you curl up. And that nice steep exhale will give you that scoop, that natural scoop that we talk about so much in Pilates. It will give you that natural hollowing without sucking your abs in and creating too much pressure. So we breathe out to curl and feel the elongation of your spine when you do this, and then lengthen. Now what I'd like you to do is squeeze your legs together tightly, and then we go to the right diagonal. keeping the elbows wide open, and then rest. And squeeze your legs more as you curl up. And instead of thinking of just going to the side with your elbow, think of it like you're wearing a seatbelt and the armpit goes to the opposite hip bone, and then you come back down. Now the right armpit goes to the left as if we're putting on that seatbelt, and then we come back down. And as you curl to the diagonal, squeeze your legs together even more to get that deep inner core connection, as well as that upper body, lower body differentiation. Breathing out as we curl up. And relax. Now we're going to curl up and hold. Reach your arms towards your shins to lift up a tad higher. Now stay in this new height as you circle the arms back behind the head, and then we rest. So exhale, curl up as you normally do. Then inhale, reach the arms to lift just a centimeter higher or vertebra higher. Stay at this new height as you bring the hands back behind the head, and then we rest. We exhale to curl up. Reach the arms just to lift an extra centimeter higher. Bring the arms back round, and then we rest. One last one. I know your abs are probably burning as much as mine are. We reach, stay at this new height, challenge your flexion, challenge the lift, and relax back down again. Now, let's add a little bit of cognitive load to this. When I call out 1, the number 1, you're just going to curl up and come back down to home. This is home. When I call out number 2, you're going to go to the right and then come back down. When I call out number 3, you go to the left and come back down. When I call out 4, reach your arms forward and come back down. So we always come back down, and then you wait for the other number to be called. And I'm obviously going to jumble these up. Ready? And 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And relax. And notice how when we get tired, something that seems so simple actually becomes challenging, because blood flow moves away from our thinking brain and goes towards more of our survival brain at the back. So let's go ahead and do our typical hundreds. This you're just going to do in the standard way, just to challenge your core endurance. We're going to take an imprint if we need to. Lift the legs up to tabletop. And when I say take an imprint if you need to, it's just as you lift that bottom leg, do you feel like this happens? Or are you able to stay connected in your neutral spine as you squeeze your legs together? Now arms reaching long, hovered, drop your chin a little, curl up with the head and shoulders, take a classical V position if you like, start pumping strongly with the arms. We're breathing in 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3. Are you able to keep my rhythm of breath? Because part of the frontal lobe is to challenge your tempo and rhythm. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2. I think we're on 50. In 2, 3, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 60. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 70. In 2, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 80, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 90, in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 100, and relax. Bend the knees, take the legs down, stretch the legs, stretch the arms, ready for the roll up. Here, make sure your ribs are heavy. Legs are together, flexed or pointed. We inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, curl up here. Wait for it. Don't be in a rush to come up. Slowly peel your spine off and stretch forward. I like to flex my feet here, but you don't have to. Put a pillow if you struggled with that lift. Put a pillow behind you or fold your mat behind. And then roll down through the spine, reaching your legs in the opposite direction as you take the arms overhead again. Lift the arms, curl up. Slowly scoop the abdominals and reach. And then roll down. Roll down slowly. Feel each vertebra articulate with the mat. Every time the arms go overhead, keep the rib cage heavy. If you want to make this stronger, just keep the arms by the ears the whole time. Make this your last one. And then we're going to go into some rollover preps. So imprint, and we're going to lift the legs up, crossing the ankles, and open the knees. And really squeeze your ankles together. We worked a lot of the upper abdominal area in the beginning. Now we're going to focus on the lower abdominal area. And the key thing here is to press down. Obviously, if you're on a classical mat, hold on to the poles. Mine are missing today. But press down strongly here and just lift your tailbone up a little bit and then back down again. So exhale, press down into the arms, lift the tailbone ever so slightly, and then back down again. The important thing to visualize here is that you're not thinking of a reverse crunch where you're just going up. You're thinking of going up and over, squeezing your ankles strongly together, lifting the tailbone. If you're unable to lift your tailbone, put a pillow underneath your bottom. And think about the knees as if they're going to land here somewhere. So you're going through that up and over start of an arc. Now squeeze your legs together, lower them only as low as you can keep your organs feeling heavy and your lower back in imprint, and then inhale, lift the legs back up again. So exhale, we're lowering the legs, inhale, lift. To make this a little gentler, bend your knees and think of a little toe tap with both legs. Exhale, we go down and up. So the tailbone isn't lifting here at all. Third exercise, curl up with the head and shoulders and scissor. Usual scissors from mat. 2 pulls, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Shoulders away from the ears. And then finish with a crisscross, opposite elbow towards opposite knee. So I'm taking a little bit of the ab series, jumping it with the rollover prep. And of course, we're going to give each one of these a color now. So you did numbers already. Let's give each one of these moves a color. This is home. The legs up here with them together is home. So if I say red, red means cross your ankles, roll over prep. All right? If I say green, you lower and lift. Okay? And if I say blue, you do scissors. And if I say yellow, you do crisscross. So red was roll over prep. Blue was, oh, I hope I've got this right. Blue was double leg lower lift. Green was scissors, yes. May have gotten the blue and the green mixed up there, but let's say blue is lower and lifting of the legs, green is scissors, and yellow is crisscross. All right? Red, blue, green, yellow. That's the order. And we go. Red, blue, green, yellow. So for green and yellow, you do 2 reps on each side. Ready? That was a recap. And red, yellow. Keep going until actually, you don't have to do 1 rep of each thing. Keep going until I change the cue. Green. Blue. Red. Green. Red. Yellow. Red. Blue. Yellow. And relax. How did you get on with that? Hopefully you managed to remember what goes where. We're going to go into one leg circle now. I know you've been on your back for a while, but this is one more. We're going to do a plain set first of one leg circle, and then we're going to add tempo challenge to it, because that's part of the frontal lobe as well. So make your left leg active against the floor. Right leg reaches up and turn it out so the hip flexors don't feel so grippy. Put your hands here on the hip bones. Make sure these hip bones are very level. You're going to take the leg across the midline of the body and go around. We go across the midline of the body and go around, keeping this bottom leg active against the floor. Now, you can go bigger if your pelvic stability allows. So the size of the circle depends on these 2 drinks here. Imagine they're filled to the brim. You don't want to spill them. Change direction. You can do it in the classical tempo, which is fast and pause. Fast, pause. Fast, pause. But then notice what happens to the drinks. Hold it. Scissor the legs powerfully. Keep the right leg down, left leg turned out. Think about lifting your leg a little bit to the ceiling first, cross the midline of the body and go round. Start slow first, just to see what it feels like on that side compared to the other. Feel both bottoms are evenly pressing into the bed, into the mat. Change direction. And notice how the non-dominant side, typically the left, makes us a lot more unstable. So notice how your coordination affects your stability also. Rest. We're going to do the one leg circle again, but this time you've got to go with my tempo. When I say 1, your leg has to hit towards your face. When I say 2, you've got to hit the leg away from you. So if I say 1, it's like this, 2, it's like this. And I want to see if you can keep the same stability despite the speed we start to go into. Ready? Because we want to be able to be stable when we're fast. Life happens fast. So start at a low 45 degree. Let's say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep the bottom leg active. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Change direction. 1. Slow first. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Relax. That hip flexor is probably screaming right now. But we do need to strengthen our hip flexors. We're very discriminatory with our muscle feelings, right? We love to burn in our glutes, and we hate the burn in our hip flexors because they're famous for being short and tight, but that doesn't mean they're weak, they're strong. They're most often weak for most people. Go ahead and lift the left leg up now. A little bit away from you, 45 degree. On number 1, bring it towards you. Number 2, take it away from you. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Change direction. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Relax. Awesome. Let's go ahead and just rock our knees side to side, feet to the edges of the mat. Just open up your hip flexors. Breathe. Notice if when you were doing the fast one, were you actually holding your breath? And then go ahead and roll over to your side. And when you're on your side here, make a little pillow with your arm. Lift your bottom waist. Bend your bottom leg. Reach your top leg super long, like someone's actually pulling it. Actually, let's do this. Take your bottom leg straight, bottom arm straight, and then the top arm is over, and I want you to pull the wrist of the top arm with the bottom arm so you feel that two-way pull. One side is one way, and then the leg is going in the opposite direction. And it feels nice to flex the foot and feel your heel going in that opposite direction. And just do a simple leg lift here as you go up and down. The movement is coming from your hip joint. Everything here stays the same. The freezing water, pretend there's freezing water running underneath your bottom waist, and you don't want to touch it, especially when your leg is coming up and when it's going up. You don't want to dip down like this. Now go forward and backward. Baby side kick. Flex forward, maybe point back, but really only move a tiny bit. Check in with your neck that you're not looking down at your feet. Nice and aligned. And circle, connecting the dots. Circle the leg around. Put in the accent on the back portion of the circle. Flex or point, whatever makes your leg feel longer, more energized. Change direction. Can you feel the burn in your side here? Should feel your glute med. Keep your leg as parallel as possible. You don't want to turn it. The knee should be pointing forward. Lovely. Okay, have a little rest. Now that drink, if we imagine that drink is now here, we've got to keep that stable the whole time. Let's put our hand here this time, and I'm going to challenge your tempo one last time. No, there's another one later. One more time. We go up, down, 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 up, down. Move as fast as you can. How fast can you do your circles while still keeping the drink here stable? Change direction. Slow first. One, up, down, 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 up, down. Fast as you can. And notice how when you're fatigued, everything just becomes not a circle, does it? Try and keep it a circle. And relax, rest. Let's come up into a Z position like this and side bend towards your feet. And then just spring it over to the other side, bend the arm, reach, push off, and side bend over. And again, and push off, side bend. Just a little bit of spine mobility before we go to the other side. Hold it here. Let's do some rotation. Hand goes behind the head. Exhale. Rotate and flex your spine as you turn towards your feet. Inhale, open to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate down towards the feet and flex the spine. Inhale, open. One more time. This is lovely for the mid-back, stiff area in our spine. And return. Lovely. Let's go ahead and swing our legs over to the other side, and we'll do the same thing. So we're going to pull the wrist of the top arm with the bottom arm. Take a moment to feel that two-way reach. Reach, reach, reach away from you. Lift through the bottom waist. Point your toe if you like, and just start up and down leg lifts. Just focusing on lifting from your hip joint only. Keeping the lift through the bottom waist. And then we go forward, back, but baby version of the side kick without the pulses. So you're really just trying to explore how independent can your leg move. If your leg was invisible, you would look like a statue. Nothing is moving, not even your pelvis. I mean, the pelvis obviously has to move some, but if you try not to make it move at all, then it will move in just the right amount. Now, circle, connect the dots, and put the accent on the back portion of that circle. So hip extension, the leg going behind the body is usually what we're lacking. Lovely. And change direction. Keep the leg parallel with your knee pointing forward the whole time. And rest. Okay, bring the hand here, lengthen again. We go up, down, up in a circle, down, up, 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 down, fast as you can. Is the drink still stable here? Can you keep the precision and quality of the movement? Change direction, up, down, 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 fast as you can. Different on this side, huh? If your left side is the less coordinated side, it won't feel like a circle. Go ahead and come up, let that glute rest, side bend over, and then lengthen out of the hips into the other side bend, push into your hand and go again, and then reach and push off and go again. Stay here, hand goes behind the head. Exhale, curve and look at your feet, and then inhale, open up towards the ceiling. Notice the natural imbalances we have. Our rotation is quite restricted on one side compared to the other for most of us. One more time on each side. And let's lay in our stomachs. So go ahead and lay on your tummy now. And of course, we're going to do swimming. So swimming is the last tempo challenge, and I told you there's a lot of tempo today. This is the last one, but first, before we do it, reach through the right fingertips and left leg long. Just feel the energy through these two limbs as if they're being pulled apart in both directions. Your knee, pretend doesn't exist. You don't have a knee. From your hip to your toes, pretend is one bone, and relax. Now let's do the other reach. Reach the opposite side, diagonal. Feel the energy from your left fingertips to your right toes. Long. Feel the connection and relax. Both arms and legs together. And we go. 1, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, fast as you can. Hold, relax. Take your hands underneath your shoulders, tip your elbows towards the floor, and lengthen the crown of the head forward into a swan. And exhale, lengthen forward. Imagine you're going to place the ribs further forward each time. Inhale, lengthen forward, shoulders away from the ears. Think about a gentle connection in the front line of your body. Keep the connection now in your glutes as you lift your legs. Keep your eye line forward, and you're literally just rocking on your pubic bone here. If it's uncomfortable, put the pillow underneath your pubic bone so it's more comfy. If you want to have a go at the advanced original version, you're going to throw your arms forward. And child's pose back. A few reps of those are enough. Take a few breaths here, just breathing into the back and sides of your rib cage. And the last thing we're going to do is a little bit of a plank full body challenge. We're trying to remember the sequence, just like we started in the warm-up. So again, we're going to put a little routine together to finish that works the muscles of your entire body. You just got to follow me and then see if you can register and remember that little sequence when you do it on your own. Okay, so before we do this last sequence, please hit the like button if you're enjoying this video, because it may not mean much to you, but it does mean a lot to me and I appreciate it. It will make the algorithm recommend this class to more people. So, have you done it? Okay, now we can get started. So, let's go ahead and just walk out to our plank position with our feet together, squeeze together, lengthen the crown of the head forward and tailbone back. We're going to inhale, rock forward, and exhale, rock back. And just do this a few times first. Rock forward and back. Feel free to do this on your elbows if your wrists are bothering you, or come onto your knees if you feel like it's too much of a challenge. And hold it here. From here, we're going to do 3 push-ups. So everything is in the sequence. 3 push-ups. Hold it here. From here, we're going to kick our right leg like we do in leg pull front. We go 1, flex, 1 point, take it down. Then we go left foot kicks up high, flex, flex, point, take it down. Let's do one more time on each side. Right, and then left, keeping your hip bones level and really grounding your toes to the ground. So let's take a minute rest and recap. We're going forward and backward 3 times, toes, heels, 3 push-ups, then the right leg kicks up, then the left leg kicks up. All right? We're going to add to that sequence. Ready? Let's go from the beginning. It's all part of the workout anyway. We go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. 3 push-ups. And kick, up, point, down, and flex, point, down. Right leg again, flex, point, down, left leg, flex, point, down. Take the left hand in the middle, turn to the side, and reach that long diagonal plank, not a side bend, a plank, and then slowly come drawing your left hip towards your left hand. And then come back to that long diagonal plank. And we'll do this 3 times. Bring the left hip towards the left hand, push down into your arm, externally rotating your arm a bit as you come into that strong, long line. And again, notice my right foot is in front of my left, helping put a bit of even pressure on both sides. And then from here, from the long diagonal line, I'm going to swivel right back to the center again. Let's do that again. We go forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. 3 push-ups. Keeping the line of your posture. Now, right leg, 1, 2, down, left foot, flex, point, down, right foot, flex, point, down, left foot, flex, point, down, center the right hand, turn to the side, find your long diagonal line again, and then as you come down, pull the right hip towards the right hand, push up 3 times here, to the long line, and come back to the center. If you need a rest, pause the video, bend the knees. Let's try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. 3 push-ups. And right leg down and left leg down. Again, flex, point, down, flex, point, down. Center the left hand to the long line. 3 times here. Try and think about what's next before I say it. And come back down again. You do it by yourself without me saying. Keep the hip bones level on those kicks. Then we go, center the right hand. This is the very last one. Reach to the long line with these side bends, or with these side planks, I should say. Come back to the middle. Hold the long line. Lift the bottom. Walk back. Bend the knees a little so you can ground your feet. We're coming up to standing. So go ahead and press your feet down. Slowly roll all the way back up again. And now let's finish with a little bit of balance. We're going to do the same eye sequence that we did in the beginning of the class, but standing on one leg. So the saccadic eye movement. So just going to challenge your balance. So I'm going to do this on the floor because this is a squidgy mat. So I'm going to come down, and feel free to step off your mats now on a solid surface. Stand on the left leg first. Let's start with the left leg. And really think about pushing the left foot heavy into the floor and growing through your left joints. And then when you're ready, take your thumbs out to the diagonals in front of you and saccade your eyes from one to the other. Try to keep your balance. If you feel really off balance when you do this, keep your back toe lightly touching the floor on the right. Now go diagonals. Other diagonals. You're trying to switch your eyes, gaze fast from one point to the other. Top and down. And one of the most beneficial ones is near and far. Bring your thumb really close to you, then pick a target that's far away and keep switching that target from close to far, close, far, close, far, close, far, close, far. This will really help manage your fatigue levels throughout the day. Once your eyes get tired, your whole body gets tired. It's game over. If you keep your eyes as strong and you take them seriously just like you're training your body, it will affect your energy levels throughout the day tremendously. And the more you study the brain, the more you learn about the brain, the more you realize just how much power comes from the muscles of our eyes. So let's go ahead and start again, saccading. On the right leg this time, I forgot to say switch legs, diagonals. So many studies now showing the importance of balance for a longer, healthier life. Now we go the other diagonal. And then verticals. And then the last one, near, far, near, far, near, far. And relax. Well done. So if you feel like this is a part of the brain that you need to work on, whether it's short-term memory, sequencing, or rhythm and tempo, or you know someone else who could benefit from working on these things or on their personality, please share this video with them. And of course, click the like button if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you want to join me for more videos. I will see you on the next